Ah, all my windows are opening. Hey everyone, it is Holly Chantal, the founder of the Land of Brand, and welcome to the LOBoratory. This is the Land of Brand Laboratory, and if you have never joined us before, we meet every Wednesday, 12 o'clock Eastern Time, and we talk about different experiments in your brand, and experiments being different strategies, what's working, what's not working in the Land of Brand, as well as from you, what's working and not working in your business, and just kind of sharing experiences and helping each other create really amazing coaching businesses. And today we're going to be talking about how to create an immediate connection with prospects. So when someone lands on your website, how do you let them know immediately that they are in the right place? Not just in that you can solve their problem, but that you are the person they must be working with. Because your courtship of a prospect is a very sweet love story, and that is the theme for today. So let's go ahead and swap over to the presentation. And while I'm doing that, I'm just going to kind of explain how this works. If you've never joined us before, basically I'm going to share the presentation for probably about 15-20 minutes. Sometimes we go a little longer if it's a really juicy topic. And at the end, you'll have the opportunity to share questions, share your own experiences, and I'd like to, get your feedback on today's topic. So just so you know, there is a slight delay between me talking and you guys actually hearing me. So if you have questions or comments that you'd like to add, make sure that you add them early so that they show up right about when we're at the discussion time. So let's go ahead and get started. So today's topic, create an immediate connection with prospects, the secret website love potion that no one told you about. So the game plan is, first we're going to talk about your client love story and how to enhance the romance. I feel like this presentation is probably very appropriate for Valentine's Day. I got a little carried away this morning when I was writing it, but we will just get our love on a little early. 4 ways to create connection and bond with your prospects, and how to use your websites to let your visitors know that you are the one. You are Mr. or Ms. Right. So, like I said, the courtship of a prospect into a client is kind of like your typical love story. So your prospect is in search of Mr. or Ms. Right, and they are looking for someone that is attractive, someone that relates to them on a deep level. They have the answer to their needs, and that they just generally enjoy being around. And so these are the aspects that they're looking for in you as a coach, because they're not just looking for a business coach or a relationship coach or a spiritual guide. They are really looking for someone that they are going to be spending a tremendous amount of time with, investing a lot emotionally as well as financially, and that they need to be able to trust with helping them get results. But also, a coach-client relationship can be very personal, and sometimes you have to share a lot of things that you might not necessarily be comfortable sharing, especially with a stranger. So your job as a coach is to show them how human you are, how real you are, and make sure that you're attracting the people that you really do resonate with on a really deep level so that you can do your best work. Their search is going to be a lot like speed dating, or alternatively having a friend set them up on a blind date. What do I mean by that? Well, if we're looking at Google search, for example, it's kind of like speed dating. You're looking through a lot of different options and seeing who stands out to you the most as basically who you're going to click on and check out. Alternatively, the blind date example would be someone talking to their friends or other professionals and asking for their recommendations. And in that case, they're being set up on a blind date that they're being sent to your website by someone else, and so that they can check you out and see if they want to make contact. So what that means is when they land on your website for the first time, it's on. This is the real first date. They are deciding, do they want to pursue you further, or are they going to move on? So do they want to set up a consultation or opt in or check out more what you have to offer? Or are they going to move on to the next person because your website just really didn't turn them on? So here are the 4 ways for you to ensure that you create a lasting connection. So this is creating an immediate impact as well as building a relationship and a lasting connection over time. So first, your job is to catch their eye. So attractiveness is important, um, and first impressions do matter. So some of you wrote in about kind of what catches your eye when you land on a website, and some of the things you mentioned was colors. So the colors of the site, they really need to, some of you will be leaning toward the colors that are really bright and vibrant. Others might like more muted colors, or others might like no color at all. They just want black, white, gray, very monotone. And the different color schemes that you have to choose from are going to attract different people. So you want to choose something that would appeal to you personally, because then that's probably going to most likely appeal to the types of clients that you would be wanting to work with. You want to catch their eye with a great picture of you. So no more, stand against a wall and have your friend take a picture of you with your iPhone. You need to get professional headshots. They are not very expensive. You can go to JCPenney or Sears and get them for like $100. And that investment will pay for itself over and over again. And I do recommend getting a professional photographer with hair and makeup and all that, and go do a photo shoot for a couple of reasons. One, you're going to get fantastic, beautiful pictures that really show your personality. 2, you're going to be able to use those pictures in all kinds of different ways. And 3, being a model for a day and having someone take all kinds of pictures of you can be really liberating, and it can really boost your confidence, allow you to kind of explore your own kind of physical brand, and just kind of have fun with it. It'll take you out of your comfort zone, unless you're a model. Most of us do not really like having pictures taken of ourselves, or at least a lot of coaches I find don't really enjoy that. So it does take you out of your comfort zone and really kind of explore a different way of expressing yourself, and it can be a lot of fun. And then last but not least, creating a look and feel with the style of your design. So you'll notice that when you land on different websites, they create different feelings. So if you've had that experience and you want to share, please type that into the chat on the right-hand side of your screen, because I'd love to hear what experiences you have with landing on a website and feeling like you're in the right place. And how you do that, or examples of that would be, you go to some websites and they are just chock full of stock photos of people with grins plastered on their face, suit and tie. They look corporate because the coaches is trying to attract a corporate audience, but it's so static and kind of cold feeling that they're not really going to create that emotional connection. Versus you can certainly use stock photos and tweak them a little bit, or have a designer really use them in the right ways. Hold on. Use them in the right ways to create more movement, and to choose photos that do kind of create more of a connection, or use photos of objects or drawings. If you look at the Land of Brand, we don't have photos of actual things being used on the site. Instead, what we have are illustrations or cartoons, and that creates a very specific feel to our website and our brand. And there is no right or wrong here. It's really dependent on the kind of look and feel you want to create, and what would be most representative of you, your personality, and your brand. So this, again, is just a choice you want to make about how do you want to be perceived on your website, and what is going to catch your ideal client's eye. The second way is to let them know that you relate through stories. So you want to relate to them and let them know that you understand the situation you're in. And the best way to do that is through story. So stories of how you've been there. you've been in the situation they're in. A lot of coaches get started in the coaching industry because they had some kind of personal breakthrough and they want to help others create that same kind of results. Someone that is experiencing that problem that they had, they want to help other people through that obstacle because they just know how powerful it would be if they could. Or if you did not have that personal experience, oftentimes you will have at least witnessed it either by a friend or by working with clients. And if you can demonstrate that you just deeply understand that situation, the pain that they're going through, and what it is really doing to them in their lives, you will be that much more relatable. You're letting them know that you are human, you do understand, and you cater to their specific situation, because that's oftentimes what people really want, is someone that just understands them, understands their uniqueness. Because, you know, you might say that you work with businesses to do this or that and the other thing, but the person is saying to themselves, well, my business isn't like every other business. It's not typical. So you need to be able to demonstrate that you do have a deep understanding of their specific problem and that you get them. Your hobbies and passions outside of your business. So when you share your hobbies and passions that are not related to your business, again, you're giving them a little insight into your world, how you might understand them, some interests that you have, and how they can relate to you on a personal level. And again, what we're trying to do is show that you are someone that would be awesome to be working with, that you have a lot of in common, and that you kind of get each other. And then last but not least, why you do what you do. So this goes back into that story that I was just talking about of how you've been there. So if that is tied to why you do what you do, definitely share that. Or if you have a different kind of mission or message, share that. Why did you get into coaching? Why did you start your business? And why do you have a particular methodology? Usually that also has a story that's going to relate to your audience and show them how you're unique and how you really understand their needs. Number 3 is showing them that you have what they need. So using the language and terms that your prospect uses to describe their problem. So oftentimes we get stuck in the kind of coach speak. We start using terms that they might not necessarily be familiar with. What they're familiar with is, just the colloquial terms of how they would describe their problem. And sometimes um, it's much more conversational than you might think. So use the language that they use. And how you do that is you can either interview them and ask them what problems they're facing, and how that's affecting their lives, and using the stories and the words that they share. Or you can also kind of explore that with a current client and think about when they first came to you, what were the problems that they were facing in their life? What caused them or triggered them to actually start looking for help? And again, just getting back to the language they used versus how you would describe it. They're very different things. Share your solution and why it works. So your solution is probably not like everyone else in the industry, and we want to know why. So by sharing your solution, why it's unique and why it works, you're showing them that you really have a solution that is going to be the best thing for them personally. And last, give them a peek into what life together would look like. So this is where we may have gone a little too far here, a little cheesy. So what would your life together look like? So this would be, just showing them how you're going to support them. Again, why your solution works, and what it would look like to work with you. What kind of results are they going to achieve? What kind of support are they going to get? Why are they going to enjoy this experience? And then the fourth way to create a connection is to be someone they'd enjoy being around. So this goes beyond the business. This goes beyond positioning your services and really sharing your personality. So you want to express your personality in your marketing, on your website, in your brand. Every touch point that you have with a client should be an expression of your personality. You can write and speak in your natural voice. So that means letting go, again, of the coachy jargon, letting go of trying to write like you did in college or high school. So getting rid of that kind of academic sounding content and back into just being very conversational and explaining concepts how you would to your friends. And last but not least, don't hold back your quirks. Your quirks make you human, they make you different, they are an expression of your personality, and quite frankly, they're usually very endearing to people. So be someone they'd enjoy being around, and they will want to hang out with you and work with you over and over again. So why are we creating this kind of connection? Why are we focusing on this versus really focusing on selling our programs? The trouble is that most of the time when we're thinking about writing a sales page or how to describe what we're selling, those kinds of things, we're focusing on the logic because that's logical. We have a solution that solves this problem. It works like this. People get great results. Beep, beep, boop, beep, boop, boop. You sound like a robot. So you're just kind of going through the motions, and what you're actually doing is not necessarily speaking to their needs. What you're actually doing is kind of getting it straight in your head what it is you're selling, making sure that you're spelling out, how many calls they get, showing testimonials because people are looking for that. But the piece that you're missing is the emotional connection piece, that personal connection, because emotions rule when it comes to decisions. People buy more based on wants than needs. And that's really important to understand. People will buy more based on wants than needs. What they do is they want something and then they justify that with logic. So you need to tap into that want, that emotional piece that they want, and then justify that with the logic of how it's going to work. So the emotional connection comes first with everything we just talked about, those 4 ways of creating connection, and then you show the logic to justify their choice. So the logic being the amount of support they're going to get, the content you're actually going to be covering, the actual results they're going to achieve. Those are all logical pieces that will reinforce their want and their desire to purchase your program. So it is your turn. I know we don't have a ton of people on the call today, probably because the ginormous storm that knocked a lot of people out. So if you're on the call and you have any questions, please type them into the chat box where, like I said, there's a little bit of a delay. So start typing now. And what do you want to, or share, what do you do to create an emotional connection with your prospects? So what are you currently doing on your website, in your marketing, on the phone to help create an emotional connection with your prospects? Or share an experience where you landed on a website and you felt immediately that you were in the right place. So how do you know that you're in the right place and that the person that you're looking to hire or the content that you're reading is right for you? So while you guys are typing that in, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the recap because, like I said, there's a delay here. So hopefully by the time I'm done with this, you guys will have already caught up to me. So when you're building a relationship, your clients will keep coming back for more and tell their friends. So when you create this emotional connection, not only are your clients going to hire you, or your prospects are going to hire you and become clients, they will keep coming back for more because you're building a relationship and they relate to you on a deeper level. Because of that, you're going to have more satisfaction from your work. You are going to enjoy your work even more because you're working with people that you're able to be human with. You're able to really be yourself, be self-expressive, and attracting people that you personally resonate with. And that is a very satisfying feeling. And your business becomes this give and take of energy that keeps you motivated to play bigger. That's one of the things I love about the Land of Brand is the people that are in our community. Basically, what we have is this give and take of energy that keeps us up leveling our game. So the give and take being, sometimes we do surveys. We're probably going to be sending one out shortly about, what are you looking for? And we get ideas and challenges and questions from you about what is going on in your business and how we can help. Getting that kind of give and take is tremendous. Building that kind of community where you're really at service to the right people is very satisfying. And it keeps us motivated to play bigger because we're constantly creating new programs. We're creating these LOBoratory calls. We do them every week, and it keeps us on our toes. It keeps us creating content and meeting new people and creating a community, which is very powerful. And all of this begins with the 4 areas I talked about. The personality of your brand and how you're expressing yourself and relating to your audience. The language that you're using, that it's going to relate to them and speak deeply to their needs. Having attractive and professional visuals, so creating that good first impression that keeps someone on your site. And also, again, expresses your personality and your professionalism. And last, showing that you relate to them. So sharing stories about how you've been there, sharing stories of your passions and hobbies outside of your business, and letting them really see the real person, letting them see who you are. So that is the end of our presentation. I see in the chat box someone said nothing correct. I'm not sure what that means. So Jim, if you can either type a question or just put in a little bit more detail about what you're talking about there, I would love to share it with the group. And while you are doing that, next week we're going to be talking about addictive branding that gets clients raving about you. So how, again, this is kind of a next step into how do you keep clients coming back over and over and over again. So how do you get the testimonial? How do you get someone to purchase your programs over and over again and bring their friends? And if you want help creating your engaging brand, so you want help with some of these things, this is what we do at The Land of Brand. So you can email Holly at thelandofbrand.com, and I'd be happy to talk about what you're looking for and seeing if we have something that meets your needs. I'm not seeing anything in the chat box, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and begin wrapping up. I hope you all survived the storm. I know a lot of you are probably going to be watching this on the replay, so warm thoughts are going out to you. We got, I think we got about 2 feet. It's drifting everywhere, but we didn't lose power, so that we are still in action. So I hope you guys all survived the storm, and that I will see you next week. If you have any questions in the meantime, definitely shoot me an email, holly at thelandofbrand.com. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week, and we will talk soon. Bye, everyone.